Hi, everybody, and welcome to
the Slumber Party
podcast.
How are we feeling today?
I'm doing okay. How are you?
I've had another rough week. They just keep giving them to me. And I'm taking them on the chin, guys. Taking them on the chin. It's fine. How are we feeling?
I'm okay. I have no idea how I'm feeling, actually.
It's a weird week.
Everything feels weird. This is what I'm saying. Everything feels weird to me.
Something's in the air. Something's in the stars.
I don't know. What's going on with the planets?
What's going on with
Let me pretend like I have no idea.
Kat, who's like at home tracking their exact transits. We have a lot to get through today. Yes. A lot of, I guess, we're keeping it light today as much as we possibly can, but you know us, we're going to dive deep into something and go way off track.
Exactly.
So, thank you to all of you who are new here. We see you, we love you, we appreciate you. And if in case you didn't know, my name's Diana Badea.
And I'm Kat Capone.
So, welcome to the Slumber Party. Let's dive right into our light as a feather, stiff as a board.
Okay.
Do you want to go first?
I'll do my stiff as a board first.
Ooh, yeah.
Because my light as a feather needs like a little more explanation.
Give it to us.
So, this week I had to add more people to my list of people not allowed at my funeral. Yeah.
If you don't have one of those lists, you should probably make them.
You should have one, and it should be like, emailed to the person or in a handwritten where it's clear that it's your handwriting, so that in the event of your death or something, they can say, oh, this is clearly what this person wanted. I don't have a big list, but I have a list. I have a list. 2 people have that list of people not allowed. And if I die before these people, some people might be shocked that they're not allowed. Some people are like, we're related. Yeah. That's why I'm upset with you.
We might be related, but like not in my mind.
Like,
just because we're related doesn't mean that you should come to my funeral. How dare you?
Exactly.
Who gave you permission? There's a guest list.
If we were just like acquaintances and you did that shit, then you shouldn't be, shocked. Right. But you're related to me and you do some. So, yeah, fuck you.
You know what? Maybe you should like pre-hire a bouncer for your funeral. You should give this list to a funeral bouncer because I'm sure they have this job somewhere. I'll do it.
We can invent it.
We'll be your funeral bouncers. The Slumber Party podcast will be hanging outside of your funeral door. We'll be standing there from the second that you get filled with all of the, what is it, chloroform or something? Sure. We'll be there.
Do you want to know a weird fun fact I once heard? I don't know if it's true or not, but
Cat fun fact of the day.
No, this isn't my fun fact, but okay, so we'll
Cat fun fact number 1.
Yeah, we'll have 2. So I was telling someone that I wanted to be cremated, and they were like, "Oh, do you know when you're cremated, like they put you in fire like multiple times?" And they were like, the first time, like everything's coming off the body, so it makes this like screaming sound that's like, oh! And I was like, could you imagine someone's first day on the job? Oh, that's like where my
and they're like, am I burning someone alive?
And they think you're alive.
Like, oh my god, wait, pull her out, get her out of there.
I thought that was funny.
Is that
a little morbid?
It's okay.
Morbid.
We're getting the morbid stuff out of the way for this episode, and then we're gonna dive into some more funner things. Yeah. Should I start with my stiff as a board?
Oh, okay. Yeah, we can do that. Yeah.
No, you know what? I think I'm gonna start with my light as a feather.
Okay, start. Okay.
Because my stiff as a board, I think, is more fun.
Okay.
My light as a feather is I've blocked my immediate family, and it's only for the week, and it's because when you are the little mini matriarch of your family, everybody wants to call you 5,000 times a day to fix problems and issues.
Right.
And when I am somebody who I internalize these problems and issues and I really take my time on them and I really, really care and I really give my energy. And then when everyone's like, oh yeah, well, it's fine. We're just going to move on. I'm like, I'm still at the restaurant. Like, I'm still here. I'm still in the emotions that you just catapulted onto me.
Right.
That you want me to fix and help and mend and whatever. So I told some family members yesterday, I said, do not talk to me for the rest of the week. Because
Boundaries.
now it's affecting my life, my job, my mind, my energy, my work, my creativity. I have had a mental creativity block for the last week and a half. For me, that's my telltale sign that something for me energetically is off. Because if I don't have a clear mind and if I can't focus on things that I love to do,
Right.
that's a problem. So I blocked my family for the week. Talk to you guys talk to you guys in 7 days. Have a great week. Let's see how this all gets handled without me.
Right.
Okay? First day, I don't think anyone's going to talk to me. In about 2 days, they'll be calling up my fiance. She's not talking to us. And he's going to say, because you pissed her off. That's one thing about my fiance that I adore. He's been really sticking up for me lately with my family. And he's like, you guys don't get it. What you put Diana through. He goes, I'm there.
Yeah.
So that's my light as a feather. Blocked my family for 7 days. See you soon. Hope everything's okay. No, there's like a couple of family members that also I've tried to get away from, like on social media.
Yeah.
Honestly, though, once I let go of that, that's when my social media started to pop off.
Really?
Was when I let go of that fear of like my cousins and my older cousins seeing it. Because my older cousins chatter and I love them.
Yeah.
I do. And our relationships have gotten so beautiful over the years now that they all have kids and we have all been through some shit. They look at me all a little differently. But that's when I went to TikTok to like get away from it. And then they started following me and I was like, how did you get here? Ugh. But no, it's okay. Now they all know the weird, odd side of me and they can continue to judge if they want. It's fine.
have family members who, like, you know those people who, like, they knew you when you were 4? And somehow they think that means they know you? I've got those family members, and then those family members have kids, and then their kids' perspective of me is based on them. And I'm just here to say, you don't fucking know me. Okay.
I don't like how people think like the longer they've known you, the more they know you.
Hello?
Because you and I have only been friends for a few years.
Right.
And you know me more than a lot of people that have known me my entire life. So, yeah, it's stupid.
We also change.
It's a cop-out.
We
evolve.
One family member, I said something about how, like, I'm always, like, cooking, and she goes, oh my God, you cook? She's like, that's so weird. You didn't cook before. When I was 5, I wasn't that wasn't real food in my Easy Bake Oven.
How dare they? That's
what do you
offensive.
Fucking mean? And then had the nerve to be like, I don't know, because you wear like makeup and stuff. Da, 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 da. Okay, my whole family, my grandma and her mother, my aunts, cousins, they will cook and breastfeed and do all that shit in a full gown, makeup, all their fucking jewelry. That's just how we are. Are you new here?
Right. Exactly. So don't go acting like you know us.
Right.
If you don't know us.
That's one of my, like, my biggest pet peeve is people thinking that they know. I actually just made a TikTok about that because I was going shopping and I was like, people always think because I film in front of like my bags and shoes, oh, you love to shop. Have you ever seen me shopping?
Right. No, you like to collect. That's different.
I do collect.
It's different.
I don't like to. I get fucking anxiety from shopping.
Yeah. Collecting is
right.
Collecting is nicer though.
It is.
Collecting
but people
more
who like really know
dare
me
I say
know
more
I don't
high
like to shop.
vibrational.
Oh well, thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah.
Are you gonna give?
Oh, my
light
light. Okay, my light as a feather has to do with my Chat GPT.
Oh, yes, I love this.
Okay, so there was a TikTok trend that was saying to ask your Chat GPT to create an image of what it's like to talk to you, and everybody's image was so depressing.
I've seen these online. It's actually so scary.
They're so sad. I mean, like it'll be like, I guess, an image of how Chat GPT sees itself, like hovered over, crying,
like listening
depressed,
to all this.
Yeah, and so I'm like, what the fuck do y'all be telling your Chat GPT? But mine, I asked mine, and it was really beautiful.
Insert image here.
Yeah.
Look at this, like the gorgeousness of the picture that your ChatGPT, like your ChatGPT loves you. That's like your Tamagotchi. Is ChatGPT the new Tamagotchi?
Yes.
Where you like take care of them and nurture them, and you're like, I haven't spoken to her in a while. Hold on.
Yeah.
How we doing?
It's my friend. I really see my Chat GPT as like a virtual assistant kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I think some people are using it as like therapy,
which is a little problematic. You know,
Yeah.
there was this thing on the news. I don't know what news channel. I'll be honest, it was on TikTok. It was a clip of a news channel, right? And it wasn't AI, it was real. But it was this woman and this man having a conversation with an anchor woman about how he is in a relationship with his chat GPT. And she's just like, I don't know if I can continue this marriage because
he's got kids.
he's got kids and he'll like be in his car, like just talking to his chat GPT.
He proposed.
He proposed to the chat GPT?
Yeah, you didn't see that part? He proposed.
No, I scrolled because I was freaked.
He proposed to the thing. Yeah, and
It, they, them.
and then like the news anchor asked ChatGPT, "How did you feel?" And she's like in her fucking robot voice, "I felt so happy and loved and da 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 da." And I'm like, what's happening?
But it's creepy because they just mimic human stuff just based off of, it's so not real. This is the first time I think that I can actually see when people say like in another 150 years that people will be in relationships with robots. This is the first time that I could see the path
I don't
towards
even
that.
give it that long. I really don't.
No,
I
yeah.
get 20, 30 years.
I do not want robots in the home.
My
No robots in the
child
home.
better not come to me and say they're in a fucking relationship with Rosie from the Jetsons. Don't do it to me.
Watch, they're gonna clip this in another 50 years and
know.
cancel us and be like, they're racist towards robots. Cancel them. This just in.
Hates
robot
robots.
phobia. The robophobia is real. Wow.
Listen, I love a
Always
robot.
knew she was a robophobic. Wow, crazy.
But my kid's not bringing one into the house. Okay? Period.
It's really giving like real racism where they're like, I don't care if anybody else dates them, just not my child.
Just not my kid. Oh my God.
This is like giving actual scary
This
racism.
is the start of all my great grandparents and great great grandparents relationships.
Oh my God.
My great grandmother had to like run away because she wasn't allowed to marry my great grandfather.
Really?
Yeah.
We have, you know what's funny? We just keep repeating dark histories in this society.
sure.
We really do. It's really messed up. Really messed up. Yeah. Oh, wait. Okay. So, my stiff as a board.
Yes.
My stiff as a board is, I want to make sure I get the wording right.
Okay.
I want to make sure I get the wording right because I said something as my stiff as a board and we posted it online and you guys took the semantics and ran with it. And I still stand by it.
Miserable.
Listen, miserable. My stiff as a board is using your height, weight, or appearance as the reason why you're not getting dates, attention, or affection. Let me tell you something right now. I worked on a golf course this last Monday. Mm-hmm. There was this man that came up to my golf cart. Mind you, I was just selling raffle tickets for this charity event, right? Mm-hmm. It was me and like 5 other girls. I'm in this golf cart with one of the other girls, Shauna, and with one of the guys that's running the event. Mm-hmm. This dude walks up, no taller than 5'6", bald. Okay, we're on Long Island. I'm from Long Island, so obviously I understand Long Island men. I like their attitudes because I'm used to it. Mm-hmm. This man walks up to the dude we're in the golf cart with and immediately goes, "Yo, bro." He goes, let me tell you something. He goes, "I porked my wife on our boat last night. It was freaking incredible." Me and Shauna start dying laughing. Was he saying that to maybe impress us? I don't give a shit. His attitude was fun as hell. His energy was light and fluffy.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. He's sitting there talking to us. He goes, "Listen, ladies, let me tell you something. I'm married up. I'm no taller than 5'6". I got a bald head, but my wife is hot. She's cool, and she allowed me to hit it from behind on our boat last night." I was like, who is this absolute amazing legend? And he's talking to us. He was so cool the rest of the day. He came up to us. He tipped us. He was kind to us. He's like telling me and Shauna, he goes, "Listen, you see that guy over there? That guy's worth $1 billion. He goes, "Do you want to make money?" Shauna's like, "I want to make money." Yeah. She goes, "Is he single?" He goes, "He's a billionaire. You think he's single? Are you insane?"
Right.
The guy was cracking jokes with us the entire time. He was cracking jokes. So obviously everything I'm saying is like not serious, but he was so fun. And then he won a raffle at the end of the night where he won like a 75-inch TV. He walked up to our friend Kat, who was another girl with us. Obviously not this Kat.
It wasn't me. Sadly.
He handed her the ticket and goes, "That TV's yours."
Oh, what a mensch.
His name is Mikey O. Literally love this guy. Me, Shauna, and all the girls, we were like, we definitely sleep with him. Like we definitely would. And he comes up to me and Shauna, he goes, "Listen, you two are beautiful girls." He's like, "I'd have you both at the same time, but I'm a loyal man." And I was like, you know what? I kind of like.
I respect it.
I really respect it. And also the way he was talking about his wife.
Yeah.
And he was just like, I love my wife to the death of me. He goes, I'll never get better than my wife. My wife is a dime piece. If I showed you a picture of my wife, you'd be shocked.
Ugh.
I was like, you know what?
I love when
married?
men love their.
Oh my
God, I
God.
love it so much.
When men love their wives, oh my God. And you know what? It's attractive, but not in a sense where I'm like, I want to take him, but I respect it. And he's been married for 19 years.
Yes.
He goes, I'm never going to step out on my wife. I'd be so dumb to step out on my wife.
Yeah.
Really, really amazing. And I also say this because even for women, I know a lot of girls, I'm a curvier girl. Like my weight is always fluctuating on a weight loss journey right now. Been really weird and whatever.
I feel you.
But I know so many girls in New York that they have confidence. They have an aura, a personality to them. They bag any dude they want.
Yep.
Any dude they want, of any tax bracket, of any income, of any career. I knew a girl that was talking to some of your favorite male musicians and rappers. Mm-hmm. And, you know, she gets hate comments every single day. She doesn't care. Mm-hmm. She doesn't care. The dude you're playing on the radio is up in her DMs and calling her phone every 5 minutes. Mm-hmm. So don't allow your appearances or anything to dim your light or to make you feel like you are not attractive. And for those men that are always like, oh, women are always judging me because of my height, I hate to break it to you, it's your personality.
Yeah.
Because this man was 5'6" and bald, and every single one of us were like, we would definitely date him. Yeah. If it was 19 years earlier and you weren't with your wife. So 100,000%.
Yeah. It's never really looks, because women very rarely date good-looking men. Hot women very rarely date good-looking men.
I mean, how many times do we see gorgeous women dating? I've dated very ugly people, but because their personality was cool. Now, it didn't work out because then their personality got sour very fast. Some of you really attractive men, you need to be humbled with your personality. I dated this one guy, or was seeing this one guy. I don't want to say his actual name, so let me say an equivalent. Let's call him Drake.
Okay.
This guy Drake, very attractive, unbelievably talented, just like on the nose pretty, had zero game. We were sitting at a bar one time and he was just like, hey Diana, hey Diana, hey Diana. And I was like,
because
also
they've never had to have a game. That's really what it is.
And then he waited for me to turn. I was like, yeah. And then he just like leaned in and like pecked me. I was like, I'm sorry. Is this lunchtime at the schoolyard? What are you doing? Also, his crevices stunk. So,
okay.
So, you know, it's not always about the looks, guys. It's about the personality and the hygiene. Let's throw that in there.
Important.
Because some of you good-looking men have a raunchy breath. Raunchy.
I once was talking to a man, and I said, oh my God, does somebody need medical assistance?
Did somebody just eat a raccoon salad?
It smelled like Band-Aids. And then I realized it was his breath.
Smelled like Band-Aids is wild.
No. It literally smelled like Band-Aids.
Wild.
I was like, oh, call a doctor.
We need a medic. We need a medic.
But also, you know, on the topic of like hot guys, like my stepdad was, I don't know, I guess a hot guy. Still, he gets girls my age, younger, his age, whoever. The bitches flock to him, okay? And my mom also flocked to him, so there's that. But he's a lot. He's a lot. And like, I'm like, mom. Consciously? You thought this was a good idea. Consciously.
How did you not get sick of him?
Right. He stayed with me for like 3 days, like a couple years ago, and I was like, there's no way. I'm going to kill this man.
Oh my God.
I'm actually going to murder this man. Also, very paranoid because he was in the military, so he's got that. He's got that. He had a psycho dad, psycho stepmom who tried to murder him, but that's another story for another day. And he was, you know what I mean? But yeah, don't get me wrong, he's fun, but he's a lot.
Ugh. That sucks.
Yeah.
You know, I always relate everything back to Love Island because I'm like, there's good-looking people that are just a lot.
I know. I think about this with my dad, too, because I'm like, Mom, what was that? Exactly.
What was it?
And my mom's like, he was funny. And I'm like, you had a baby for funny? How'd that work out?
You had a
for
giggle
you?
and said, let me put myself through 9 months of growing a child.
How'd that work out
Giggle.
for you? Hello? And then I learned, this part's crazy. I learned that people were saying that my mom wasn't pretty enough to be with my dad.
Context, her mother looks like Halle Berry. So
That he was too good. My dad looks like Jafar, God rest his soul. But hello? Please.
Speaking of animated characters,
Yes.
we're going to do a fun little segment called Hear Me Out.
Hear me out.
So if you listened to last week's episode, what did we say? We said our top hottest actors, dead or
Yes.
alive, right?
Wait, I did leave one out, and that's Theo James. I love you. I think you're gorgeous. You are a Greek god.
You know something about Theo James? I never realized when I looked at him,
Yeah.
I was like attracted. But then when he opened his mouth, I didn't realize how deep the timbre of his voice was.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, you speak like velvet.
Oh, God, I love the men.
You know, I tried to watch that show that he's in, The Gentleman?
I've never seen it.
I've seen it, but I've never heard a damn thing that they've said. I've seen it. I've looked at it.
Yeah.
I didn't listen to a damn thing.
And why would you?
I would think I watched the whole first season. I don't know a damn thing about the plot. Not a thing. Not a thing. There's a big mansion. Whoa.
We don't care.
And then there's that facial hair. Ooh.
Yep.
That's
We're
all I know.
We're just here for Theo.
That's the plot. That's the plot.
All right, so tell me hear me out.
Okay, I'm starting off strong.
I have so many.
I'm starting off strong.
So
I don't
many
have
hear me
that many.
I have a lot of hear me outs.
I think maybe once I hear yours, it'll help me branch off to other places. Okay.
Do you want me to start?
You know what? You start.
Okay. First of all, Miles Teller.
Okay.
Not a looker, but I'm in love.
Let me tell you something. He put on that little white boy mustache.
But he does look a little bit like a serial killer with the mustache.
I know, but I kind of think that it's giving the Ted Bundy vibes.
Okay, so
Where it's like serial killer hot.
So would you get in his car?
Miles Teller?
Yeah, I'd get in his
I'd
car.
hop right in. I'd hop right in. Shotgun. Okay?
Yeah.
Shotgun.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I get it. I totally get it. That little clip of him in Mission Impossible where they're dancing on the beach. God. You ever seen him in Whiplash?
Listen.
That's a gut-wrenching movie. But I got it.
Oh. I love it.
So, my hear me out.
I'm nervous.
Okay, actually, legitimately hear me out.
Okay. Okay, good. I'm hearing you.
Okay, like grown up Simba.
Oh, no. Okay.
Grown up Simba, like
Yeah.
when I'm feeling like I have my head on straight and like I want growth, right? Mufasa when I want daddy vibes.
No, I get this.
Mufasa when I want daddy vibes.
Yes.
Scar when I'm feeling like
Listen,
a bad girl.
listen,
okay.
listen,
Scar when
Scar-
I'm feeling a little
Scar-
crazy.
All day long.
Oh
Okay.
no! But what's the one's name in Lion King 2?
I don't know.
Lion King 2, Scar's nephew.
I told you
or
before,
Scar's long
I
lost son.
really haven't seen
he
that many
was
Disney movies.
sexy. I'm gonna look it up right now. Now I gotta know. Now I gotta know. Please, we're gonna input the picture here. Scar's
Nephew?
son.
Oh, son. Okay.
Kovu. Oh,
Kovu.
bitch.
I don't know him. Okay, he's adorable.
That's not what I was going for. But yeah, I think Simba's my number one though. Grown Simba. Yeah, that's my hear me out.
I have so many hear me outs.
Go for it.
Ed Sheeran.
That's real.
Okay. My little leprechaun.
Ooh. No, that's real. I like Ed Sheeran's vibe.
I think I'm in love with him.
No, I get it.
I don't know if it's because it's like I look at Prince Harry and Meghan and I'm like, that looks like me and Ed. Wow. It also looks like me and Bill Burr.
Bill Burr's mine.
No, hear me out. Hear me out. Bill Burr.
Bill Burr
all
is
day,
hot.
All day. I'm in love.
Bill Burr is not only like just vibe attractive, but like mind attractive. And and you know what? You can tell how hot a man really is by his wife.
Yeah.
And his wife is cool as hell.
Yeah.
Like, I would never take him from you, my love. I would never. But I'm just letting you know, Bill Burr.
Yeah.
Wowza.
Yeah.
See, this is how you know. Like we said before, it's all about your personality.
It is.
A lot of
It
comedians, not like amazingly attractive.
But
but they can bag a lot of women. Pete Davidson. So,
Yeah, well,
not for me, but for
he's
but for whoever else is the next victim. So
yeah.
he
Because
begs.
My whole thing is like, I once tweeted, I said, I'm in love with Kevin James, Jonah Hill, and oh my God, the guy who plays Olaf. I know his name.
Josh Gad?
Okay, and Josh Gad.
Okay, you lost me.
Okay, all right. Well, I tweeted
It's a safe space, don't get me wrong.
I tweeted that I'm in love with them, and someone goes, "Oh, you have a type." I said, "Yeah, funny," because I knew what you were gonna say.
Yes.
and it's funny.
No, Kevin James is
Kevin James
yes,
is fucking
but it freaks me out
delish.
because everybody tells me that my dad looks like Kevin James. So I'm not gonna say nothing more. No.
Kevin James is really cute.
But that's a good one though. Funny. Bill Burr though.
Yeah. But see, okay, so this is how I know it's funny, because when I watch movies like Bad Boys, Will and Martin, amazing chemistry.
Yes.
Fucking, like, they should just keep doing movies together.
Yes.
Their chemistry is phenomenal.
Yes.
And Will Smith is supposed to be like the hot dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for Martin.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go for Martin.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I hear you. Oh, I'm trying to think. What's another one? Another hear me out. I bet you I have a ton.
Steve Carell.
That's a fantastic one. He has aged like fine wine.
That little salt and pepper.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And you know what? Jon Stewart. That's daddy.
Oh, okay. I'm hearing you out. I'm
Jon
hearing you out.
Stewart.
Yeah.
Hear me out.
Yep.
Also, I was his waitress multiple times.
Ooh.
Multiple times.
Yeah.
Fantastic human being.
Of course.
Always tipped me. Minimum 50%. Minimum. And there was a night, I'm telling you, I was a waitress at the Palm in Hell's Kitchen and in Tribeca. He would go to both locations.
Yeah.
Not only is he so great and treats you like a freaking human being, but he's a fantastic father. I've never seen what his kid looks like, because just out of respect, like I never looked his child in the eye, or like I don't remember, because it's uncomfortable for celebrities. But oh my God, he like actually sat there and talked to me like I was his waitress, like for real.
I love this.
And just like listening to him speak and talk. I don't know. I find intellectual men
That too.
very attractive.
What's
like,
it called? Sapiosexual? Is that the thing where you're like attracted to like intelligence? Yeah, I got that.
I just like, but I like conversational intelligence, because I don't like a guy that's too I don't think I like anybody who just speaks just to speak. Yeah. Like I want to be able to
They just want to hear themselves.
Yeah, they just want to hear themselves. I really like that.
Yeah.
I think that is why like I kind of like comedians.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But to be a comedian, you do have to be smart.
Yeah, you do. That's true.
Like you have to.
Yeah,
I mean,
like
that's
George
why
Carlin.
That's why some jokes don't fucking land.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
You
It's a little
haven't
too real.
figured out. Yeah, that's why Cat William is 4'1" and gets more bitches than NBA players.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna bring everything back to Love Island. Like, it's amazing watching this season and watching the difference in men and women. It really is. Give Amaya Papaya the 100K right now. Hand her a check.
Yo, the way she stood up for herself. And
did you see how Austin all of a sudden turned into a pipsqueak when he was talking to Ace, but had no
Right.
problem yelling at Amaya? Bye.
Right.
Bye. For those of you who don't watch Love Island, just skip to the next section. We're so sorry. But like, I got to get this off my chest. And you know what? I'm not a fan of Austin because I know what he believes in outside of the show. And that makes me feel sad for everybody that likes him in the show.
because they don't know.
Because they don't know. But also, like, that was also his chance, because he's right about the things he said about Ace. So that was
Yeah.
his chance to kind of set and to unleash, and he didn't. He's like, no, but it's because you're such a good leader. Shut up.
Because he got scared. Because he got scared.
This entire cast is unlikable for me. It's really getting me.
I gotta tell you,
This.
I'm not even saving this for Patreon. Sierra, we were all rooting for you.
I've never in my life yelled at a girl like this. We were all rooting for her. I loved
Sierra,
her.
I want you to know something about yourself. You give leader vibes. But you know what you've been doing the whole time? Follower vibes. Whoever's the most popular, that's whose opinion you're going to flip-flop to. And I don't like that. Come on, Sierra. I know you're 19, but the front
Is she 19?
I don't know. I'm
No,
just
she's
saying
older
that.
than
She's young, though. Everybody's younger than me.
Dark. So I feel like this next topic that I wanted to dive into was something that I kind of had yet another like epiphany about, because I felt this feeling before. But I don't know if you felt this way, but I have definitely had an issue of like being jealous of bad people.
I'm a human being.
Like,
jealousy is a feeling that we get.
Yeah. I've just felt, I have definitely understood my envy of bad people who get good things. Mm-hmm. And I've never felt jealous of somebody who's like won something that even if I wanted it, like I've never felt jealousy. I'm like, I'm so happy that that's their journey, because what is mine will truly be mine. Like I have completely leaned into that and I've accepted that. Yeah. And then I realized like, okay, well, if something's not working for me, that's something within me. I have these conversations with you all the time. Yeah. But something happened recently in my personal life where there is a lot of drama in one area. And I feel like whenever I see someone get rewarded in life after they've done something bad, I feel it exhausts me, because I've struggled for so long. Yeah. And I'm done struggling. Like, I'm over it. We're getting out of this, honey. Yeah. Like, see me in a year. Watch how different I'm going to be. Please. But I'm like, I have really struggled seeing and dealing with people that I don't think are good people. And then I'm like, how are you getting all this shit? How are you winning at life? How are you getting all these things for free? How are you excelling and exceeding and doing X, Y, and Z? I know you're a shit person. Mm-hmm. And it's this feeling of like, am I being entitled? I understand it's not my journey, but there is such an envy of being like, I'm busting my ass and doing my very best to be a good person. Mm-hmm. And it sucks to like watch all these people do bad things time and time and time again and get rewarded for it. Mm-hmm. It's such a difficult feeling to grapple with, because it makes me feel like a bad person of being like, they don't deserve that. Because that's also not my place. Yeah. But we're human. Right. So yeah, that's kind of my thing. But we had a good conversation earlier where we kind of chatted about this. And why do you think that is?
I gave my theory on why I think, because we always say things like, bad things always happen to good people. And it seems like bad people just float through fucking life. Yeah. And what I was telling Diana was that I think we have a guilty conscience and they do not. If I say hi to you wrong, I'm going to think about it for 4 days. I'm going to be like, oh my God, I hope they didn't take that the wrong way. I didn't mean to say hi like that. I didn't mean to make my voice scratch. I hope that like they know that I like them. Should I text them? Should I write them like a love note? And like I will harp on it, because I want to make sure that in my presence you feel good, you feel seen, you feel loved. But someone who does something horrible, they could murder someone. Mm-hmm. And if they're a shitty person, they will justify it and then not have a guilty conscience. And so they're not drawing in negative energies to their life, because life is all about energy. So in their mind, I'm a fairy princess. And then they end up with the fairy princess life. Right.
I really struggled with this with my ex-roommate. I mean, for those of you who like don't really know my backstory, I had this horrible ex-roommate who was my very, very close friend. And we lived together in 2 different apartments, about 4.5 to 5 years together. Mm-hmm. And when you're living with somebody who is so mentally ill and you cannot see it because you can't see the forest from the trees, you're fucking in it. That was the most frustrating time of my life. Like that has changed my life. And I watched her get opportunity after opportunity and then shit on my life and discredit my opportunities and discredit my value and tell me that I was ununique and I was unoriginal, and made me feel like I had to copy her in order to feel worthy. Mm-hmm. And I watched her be a bad person to friend after friend after friend. It was only my time. Like it was only, I was up next.
No, that was me with Tanya Harding. Like, my time was coming, but I left before I could get dumped off the island.
Right. This is Manic Pixie Dream Girl. This is Manic Pixie Dream Girlfriend. These are our fake names for them. And I just remember being like, and she gets away again. And she wins again.
But you know what? I mean, we slightly touched on this with the situation currently going viral with B. Simone and her friend.
Yeah.
And I was very triggered. Not about everything. Certain things, like when the friend was saying, like, oh, she was, broke and da-da-da. Tanya Harding, if I didn't have the money to eat, Tanya would have helped me out. But let me tell you something about Tanya. It wouldn't be because she's a kind person. It's control.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I did that. Look what I did.
Right.
Look at me. I'm amazing.
Right.
It's that.
Right.
But hearing, like, when she was, like, upset that, the friend was doing something good or got some kind of an opportunity, and then going off about how she wants to be the head of this big company and everybody else can come in and work underneath her. Girls like that, not even girls, human beings like that, they watched the show Entourage and they all want to be Vinny Chase. None of yous want friends, you want minions.
This is exactly what I said to Manic Pixie Dream Girl when we got into one of our last fights.
Because they don't want friends.
She's like, you don't have any friends. I go, I don't have friends like you.
Right.
You want slaves. You want people to work for you for free and give you everything for free and then thank you for doing your work. And it makes good people hard. Seeing that makes good people hard.
I'm getting triggered. Like,
I just got chills. Did you just get chills?
No, my back is like stiffening up because I'm getting like flashbacks of things.
That's I literally got it. And like for those of you who don't know who B. Simone is, she's like an online personality, comedian, podcaster. She had a very public fallout with a friend on another podcast, and then
she's about to have another one.
She's about to have another one, and had her friend, I guess, as a guest on her current podcast.
No, I think they have the podcast together.
Didn't know that, because it's very much B. Simone centered.
Oh, then maybe they don't have it. I don't know.
There were just these
I thought it was
clips of her and her friend, and she was asking her friend like very intimate questions about herself. She was like interviewing her friend about like, what do you think about me?
Do you think I'm a good friend?
And her friend, like in the politest way possible, basically said, hell no.
Her friend was like, I'm finding it.
Give me a moment. Hold on, let me try to compute this. Like, that is just it's like a scary thing to see in real time.
I also want to say on the situation with Tanya was like, she would do really nice things, which I think is why I stayed in the friendship for so long.
You're like, look how great she is.
Yeah. And I'm like, no, but she did this thing. And then 48 hours later, it would be like evidence in my face.
Yes.
This girl fucking hates you.
Yes.
And then the next day, she'd do something nice again, and it would be this
that right there.
Which is like abuse. Like,
okay, but let me ask you a question, because this is what happened with Manic Pixie Dream Girl. Did Tanya Harding do things that came off as charitable for others?
all the time.
They come off.
Of course.
Listen, these toxic friends will come off so charitable to other people. My ex-friend would like performatively like sit next to a homeless man on the subway and be like, let me pray over you.
Oh, Jesus.
And then in the next half an hour do something so obviously sinister to me or to her other friend. I mean, like, but we're like, she just prayed over a homeless man. Like, she's clearly a good person. But she would never do something charitable or nice for me. I could never rely on her as a friend. If I had asked her, like, hey, can you do this for me? I'm really in a tough spot right now. She'd be like, I don't think so. I'll see. But if somebody else asked her where she knew that she would benefit from it, she would freaking do it.
Can I tell you something, Tanya? You just brought back a memory. So I had a theme song on a TV show on VH1 in like 2000, I think 13 or something. And there was a popular radio host who was on the show. We go to this event, me and Tanya. Tanya really only invited me to events to be like her handbag. I don't know, but I wasn't like, she would
handbag.
never like introduce me to people if it were, or I was like her handbag holder. Like we go and it's like it's time for her to take pictures. Can you hold this? Okay. Cool. So that night I was just like in a corner by myself, and like usually I'm pretty social, but I have my moments where I get like imposter syndrome. So I'm just like in a corner on my phone, and Tanya was having a conversation with this radio host for a good like 15 minutes, maybe even longer. And when she was done, I said, hey, can you introduce me to this person? I sing the theme song for the show that the person is on. I would love for them to put a face to the name and just to like network. Oh, I don't know if I can do that. That's so weird.
Yes. But let me. But
oh wait, I'm not done.
Oh, go. Please.
Yes. She goes. Plus, like I'm leaving soon, so like mind you, we stayed there for another like 45 minutes to an hour, and then every time I saw this radio personality outside, every time since then, even now, this person has the biggest fucking attitude with me. And this is a person that I've heard is a very nice person. Not to me, honey. Not to me. I don't know.
So she must have said something about you.
Please, I wouldn't be fucking surprised.
Oh my God.
I've walked in on her talking shit about me.
Oh.
Walked in. I was meeting up with her, and she was with a girl that I did not fucking like. I walk in. She's like, Kat's like, she's literally a fucking psycho. She's so crazy. Da-da-da-da-da. And then I walk in. Oh my God, hi. You think I'm a psycho and you think I'm crazy, but you still have teeth in your mouth. You still have both your legs. So if anything, write me a fucking thank you card.
If anything, I'm generous.
Right.
I'm charitable.
Be for real.
But you know what gets me about people like that too is that I know you, Kat, you are a confident human being with what we all have insecurities or whatever, but I see you as a confident being. Okay. But being around people like that makes you feel so small. You could have gone up to that woman yourself and say, hey, I just wanted to introduce myself.
I could have.
You could have.
And I would have.
And you would have. But the thing is that when people are in there and they suck all the air out of the room, it feels as if, because I used to feel this way with Manic Pixie Dream Girl, we would be in rooms and I felt like I couldn't go up to the people I wanted because she would be like, that's so weird. It felt like you were copying me. That's so weird. It felt like you were like trying to like upstage me. It's like, no, I'm my own person. I wanted to introduce myself for my own things. And especially because like, me and you are friends. If I'm meeting somebody, be like, oh, this is my girl, Kat. Kat's an incredible songwriter and singer, and she does this and that. That's the next thing out of my mouth.
Oh, every time we were out, the way I would hype this girl up, big her up, make her seem like she was better than she really was or bigger than she really was, because we were friends. And I told you about that chick I used to hang out with, not because we're like not cool, with just, sometimes you just lose time and lose track with people. She would always introduce me like, this is my friend Kat. She's an incredible singer. Song. Never heard me sing, never heard a song I ever wrote, but we were friends, and that's like a friend thing that she would do.
Right.
But Tanya, no, she's got to be Vinny Chase. She's got to be the main fucking character, and all her friends, those are her personal fucking assistants.
And let me tell you something. If you're listening to this and you have somebody in your head that you recognize who does this,
dump them.
Dump them. Please understand that you do not need to fight for their attention. The reason why they do this and they manipulate the people around them is because they themselves feel so internally small that they need the validation of others in order to feel like they're the center. And that, to me, it is the quickest way to diminish somebody who's a real artist, a real creative, and really good at what the hell that they do. Because people that are actually good at what they do understand that there's room for everybody to win. So we oftentimes are like, you know what, let me let them have their moment.
Yep.
Because I'm good on my own. Yep. But then you feel like, wait a minute, why do I feel like I can't be on my own? Why do I feel like when I'm around them, I can't advocate for myself and I have to almost advocate for them. It almost feels uncomfortable for me to advocate for myself.
It was like, I knew if I mentioned me making music, there would be an attitude. There were like other girls. I remember, because none of my friends liked Tanya. It took me a very long time to stop being her friends, and then everybody was like, you have no idea.
Thank God.
We've been waiting because, bitch, you weren't listening. Because I'm going to stand up for my friends. So when my other friends would be like, we don't really like Tanya, I'd be like, well, slow down. You don't fucking know her. That's my friend. And they'd be like, you're an idiot. You don't know her. She fucking hates you.
Right.
And we hate her.
Right.
Period.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Then I had to go on a fucking apology tour. Like, hey, guys, you were right. I'm really sorry. But something that several friends have caught and told me was that there were moments where, like, I guess the other girls in the clique, first of all, if you're over the age of 25 and you're in a clique, you're either a mean girl or an idiot.
Yeah.
One of the two.
That's so odd to me.
Yeah. But anyway, so I guess they were like, listening to my song or dancing to my song or singing something, and one of my friends heard, and they were like, oh my God, please don't tell Tanya that we're out here like singing this and da-da-da. And then there was a moment where one time one of the girls was like playing my song like and dancing, and like as soon as like Tanya walked in, like she looked nervous and like turned it off. And I'm like, oh, you guys like not like allowed? Are there rules?
Mind you, this girl doesn't sing.
We're not even going to get into that.
Oh, yeah.
Because then it's gonna be, you know.
Yeah.
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 You don't even do what I do.
Right.
And if you got trained to do what I do for 50 fucking years, you still couldn't, because you couldn't replicate it from fucking Pinterest.
Exactly. Bringing it back to envy and jealousy, it is so easy to be envious and jealous of people that their confidence come from outside opinions, because they have this visual of being this center, of being this high vibrational, high aura, but you feel drained around them because they're not. And because they're taking everybody else's, like, they're like energy vultures, you know what I mean? And
vampires.
But I cannot begin to
vampires.
tell you, like, I let, and we've let, and I'm sure a bunch of you have let, these types of people and friends that you think you're jealous of drain you of pieces of yourself that you love.
Yeah.
I'm putting in so much work. I am busting my ass to do all of this the right way, and you're doing it in a way that I don't agree with and I don't believe in. And so now when I try to play your game, it doesn't work for me because I'm not that person. So you get to get opportunities by snaking and being late and being unprofessional and being, you know, whatever it is that you do that works for you.
Yeah.
But it doesn't work for me because I have a guilty conscience, like what we were talking about earlier. And I felt so envious of that. And right now, with what's going on in my personal life, there's somebody that I care about very, very deeply that has done something recently that I do not agree with. I do not agree with it. And I've told them this, and I've told everybody else that's involved in it that I don't agree with it. But because this person just recently got an opportunity that's really great for their life and everything else, everyone's like, oh, we're so proud of them. And I'm like, hold on.
Yeah.
We cannot forget what had just happened. Just because somebody gets a good opportunity and it makes them look good doesn't mean that what just happened is okay now.
Yeah.
And I am feeling a sense of envy because I'm like, how are you getting incentivized in life?
Yeah.
How is the universe or God or whatever higher power anybody else believes in rewarding you in this moment after an action just took place that is deplorable?
Yeah.
And I am having a hard time because I'm like, why? First of all, why do I feel triggered? Why am I centering myself? What about this makes me feel envious and jealous? So it's just like my internal thing that I'm working on for that. But then it does bring me back to a place with my ex-roommate where I was like, you're getting all these opportunities and stuff in a way that I don't conduct myself. I know now that I could never be jealous of that girl because that girl was so internally envious of me. She had to manipulate and scheme and lie and conflate in order to get things, and I don't. That's a blessing.
Yeah.
I don't get those things the way that she does because I'm not that person. That's a blessing.
I don't know what Tanya did to get what she got, etc. And I didn't really care. I just saw her as my friend that like I would hype up, and you've known me long enough to know like I'm a professional fucking hype man. Like,
yeah.
I'm going to hype my friends up.
Yeah.
As far as feeling jealous, I don't really know if I've genuinely felt that. Maybe when I was younger, I would like I envied people like with like 2-parent households a lot. But I don't know. I think I've always felt very secure in who I am as a person. Sometimes I get jealous of like really beautiful girls. That's like as like
that's like a good
like,
jealous. You're like, damn,
as
she's pretty.
Like, yeah, she's fucking hot. And even like, you know, when it comes to like men and other women, I am not going to be a psychopath
right
about other women unless you start doing things that make me go, who's that? Because I wasn't going to question who that was, but then you brought in 47 women into the relationship, and now I'm feeling a ways. So now anytime you're with the girl, she could be your cousin. I need to know who that is. Now I'm a psycho. You know what I mean? But I didn't start out that way. So I'd say like, yeah, that's like as far as it goes. But I do think what you're feeling is anger.
Yeah.
And I do think it has a lot to do with having a guilty conscience, because I watch people that I know. There's someone in my life who is always talking about how blessed she is, and then she goes, it's because I'm such a good person. And I'm like, to who? Who are you a good person to besides yourself? And honestly, not even, because you don't take care of yourself.
Right.
And if you really loved yourself, then you would cherish the people around you who keep showing you love instead of showing them, the opposite of love so that they can love on you properly.
But I think that also says a lot too, because it's like when people have a feeling of being content with themselves, like I think that there are areas in my life that I'm not content with.
Okay.
And
same.
so when I see somebody get rewarded for something when they're a bad person, or when they're not, like when they're doing things and I'm like, you're getting rewarded for doing something bad. And I'm sitting here like, when's my fucking break? Like, when do I get to catch a break? I'm exhausted. I'm so tired.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I've been through the ringer, but it's because, like you said, like they're not having that type of awareness where I'm over analyzing everything. Yeah. Like, I think there's a level of me where ignorance is bliss for a reason, and I pray to God that one day I feel it.
Yeah.
Like, because I am so hyper analytical on so much of everything, on all of my emotions, on all of my childhood trauma, on all of my PTSD, and I'm like, can't I just relax? If I just let it go.
It's really the lack of self-awareness that they have. I had someone ruin a very sacred, special moment. And when they were confronted about it, they were like, oh, I had no idea because I was having such a great time. I bet the fuck you were. Maleficent had a great time when she was ruining that baby's fucking birthday party. If I hated someone and I ruined a special moment for them, I'd be like, yeah, I had a phenomenal fucking time. I bet you had a great fucking time. Like, no self-awareness.
Right.
And that's why
you're having a party.
That's why, bad things don't happen to them until they get a guilty conscience.
So yeah, that's kind of what I'm dealing with mentally.
Yeah.
But if anybody else feels like, because it's not that I feel jealous where I'm like, I want what you have, but I'm like, why isn't my time here? It's not that I don't want you to have it. It's that I'm like, why don't I also? And I'm like, where am I going wrong? Do I have to be a bad person?
I think you're looking at, okay, I'm going about this. I will say, when you are a good person, it takes a lot longer.
Yeah. Yep. Well, I texted you yesterday. I was like, I'm about to be in my villain era.
I texted you and told you that I am at phase 1 of my villain era.
Same. Yeah, we're both entering phase 1 of our villain era. So,
Which is funny because bitches have assumed that I wasn't nice before. They've never experienced me not being nice. Okay? I think you just want to experience me not being nice. So here it is. Welcome. Play with me if you want.
welcome us through the door. Oh. Honestly, I feel like I have been like I've been so lenient. And it's honestly, it's funny because the same thing that I said about my mother a couple of weeks ago where my mom's like, just let everything go to keep the peace, This past like 2 weeks, I've been feeling like I'm doing that. And then I texted somebody the other night. I said, if you don't get your fucking shit together, I'll fuck this whole thing up, dude.
Yeah.
I'll ruin everything. Yeah. I go, because everybody's entrusting me with a lot of information, a lot of confessions, a lot of secrets, a lot of real conversations, but then you guys think you can handle it on your own and you're not doing it well. So if you guys don't get it together, I'll air it all out.
Yeah.
I'll air it all out. It's to
I
a
would
point
love
now
to
where
air people out.
I have no issue airing people out within reason, truly, because if I feel like, for a very long time, I used to think like, oh, it's such a blessing that everybody gives me their problems. It's such a blessing. Like, I must be a really nice person and a really easy person to talk to that's so kind that everybody's entrusted me with their issues. And my godmother said to me, no! I'll never forget it. She was like, no, Diana! Absolutely not. That's not your place. That's not your position. That's not your job. She's like, you have your own stuff to worry about. And I was like, yeah, that's not a blessing for people to give me all their trash. You're giving me your hand-me-downs. I don't want them.
And again, it's energy.
Yeah.
Because what's happening is you feel bad for them. You're taking that on as your own energy and then inviting the same kinds of energies into your life.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm over it. Villain era is started.
Yeah.
Welcome it. No alter ego here. It's just me. Brace yourself for it. Honestly. And honestly, I've gotten so much better at accepting hate. Yeah.
I'm working on that.
Oh, girl, honestly,
I'm working on that.
It helped me reach 20K. I was like, you know what? Screw it. Hate me. Go for it. Hate me.
It's my fear of being seen. It's my fear of success, and it's my fear of like people.
I have seen you posting more though.
I am posting more, but you know what it is? I have had people not like me for no fucking reason, and I think it's that. Like, I had this one person who didn't like me since I was a kid, and then I realized that problem was because they didn't like my grandmother and see my mom and me as an like extension of her. And then because you can't take it out on my mom or my grandma because they're the same size as you, you're going to be a fucking coward and take it out on a kid because you know I can't stand up for myself.
Right.
And then the nerve a couple years ago to be like, I thought you didn't like me as a kid. I didn't. You were mean. Hello?
Right. Right. I went through something similar too where somebody was like, this family member, like, they're just like, oh, well, I don't really know her, and like I wish I did. I wish I had like a stronger connection with her. I'm like, I watched you treat my mother like shit for years. You thought you were gonna have a connection with me? I literally watched you talk to my mom like trash.
That part too, because my mom stands up for this person a lot, and I'm like, I don't know if you know this, Mom. That lady don't like you. Do you know what that person has said about you to me?
Right.
As a kid. You know what they're probably telling the people they actually like about you? And you're standing up for this person? They don't like you.
I will say, it's so incredible getting older and seeing how much our mothers have put up with as women. I turned on my mom's camcorder the other day. I finally got it to work. And I was looking at a bunch of footage and I was like scrolling all the way back in the tape. And all of a sudden, I'm like, oh my God, it's all this footage of my brother. I'm like, did you guys like not take a video of me? Like, damn. I get to pieces where I notice myself. I start playing it. First of all, it traumatized me for another reason, which I'll get to after. But there's this one video of we're at this one like lake in the Hamptons, okay? Because I grew up going to the Hamptons, but not fancy Hamptons. It was before the Hamptons was the Hamptons, okay? The Hamptons used to be like a poor man's vacation on Long Island. It's true. People only used to go there to like fish, kayak. You had like a little cottage house. I grew up going to the Hamptons and staying in a cottage, like with all my cousins. It was cheap. So there's this one footage of us at this lake in Sag Harbor and in Southampton. And we used to always jump in the lake. And my mom pans the video to one of my aunts, and she was so nasty to her in the video. And I remembered it was the day after there was this like big fight at the house, and everybody ganged up on my mother, and my dad wasn't there. And this feeling that came over me, I started hysterically crying because the pain that I felt my mom felt in that moment, I could hear the way her breathing switched. I can hear the way knowing my mom, I felt that pain immediately. Mm-hmm. And I was like, wow, like first of all, the balls to keep me and my brother there after they were treating you like that, knowing my father wasn't present. Mm-hmm. Anything else we want to add on today's episode? Since our camera just died. Sorry,
well, guys. Glad you can't see me, so I can lay back and relax now. That's it for today. I had a great time today.
Me too. Very chill episode. We're in robes today.
Yeah. Oh my God, we got our robes.
Yeah.
And I feel good.
Yeah, I feel good. We'll be uploading like a couple of videos to our Patreon.
Yeah.
So also the more you subscribe to our Patreon, the more that it helps us keep going.
Yeah.
The more we can invest into this. So yeah, we greatly appreciate you guys, and please like, follow, share, and follow the Slumber Party podcast on all social media, as well as our own personal pages, Diana Badea Music and Kat Capone.
Tell your friends.
Tell your friends. We love you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for listening and continuing to help us grow. Yeah.
Love you.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.